The informal meeting of City Commissions called to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Mrs. Brown?
Here.
Dr. Estrop?
Here.
Mrs. Houston? Mrs. Tackett? Here. Mr. Rue?
Here. We'll ask our Assistant City Manager, Tom Franzen, to take the meeting.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Tonight we have a couple of presentations during the work session, one from Wittenberg University and one from 2051, a strategic planning exercise or program going on in the community. But first, I'd like to introduce Dr. Christian Brady, the 16th president of Wittenberg University. He will be giving us an update on the university as well as maybe some upcoming events. Dr. Brady, welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're auto on. It's a pleasure to be with you all here, and thank you very much. Many of you have reached out already and welcomed myself and my wife Elizabeth to town, for which we're grateful. Main thing is to see her beautiful face, not me. But I arrived on June 1, overlapped for a month with President Mike Franzen, and then started flying solo, as it were, on July 1. Immediately welcomed here in Springfield and very grateful for that. Just to give you a little background about myself, I've been the dean of two different honors colleges at R1. So first 10 years at Penn State University, and then I was invited down to University of Kentucky to, it was a slight pause just in case there are any Louisville folks here. No, we're good. Then set up a new honors college there. So we're thrilled to be here. I am very much a liberal arts person, with my background being in biblical and rabbinic literature as my academic background. No one is unaware, I think, in this room of the challenges that Wittenberg University has faced in recent years. And I am feeling confident that we can overcome them. But not without working together and making our way forward. All of higher education is facing challenges, but in particular, of course, small liberal arts colleges like ours. And in so doing and starting to build and change, introduce the Wittenberg way, which is, it's a bit slogany, but it actually just emerged out of a conversation about how do we do things educationally? What is the experience that one has in Wittenberg? And so in red, you can see seeking to sort of encapsulate our mission and our values, tell our students that on the Wittenberg way, they will discern their calling, develop the knowledge and skills needed for a successful career, and prepare for a purposeful and fulfilling life. So this is what liberal arts brings, is a broad-based educational experience full of critical thinking and problem solving, but also grounded in the Lutheran traditions that really encourage the introspection and spiritual development that allows one to really reflect on what is their calling in life beyond, well, I'm going to major in this so I can get a job in that, but rather having a much broader sense of call to service and mission, such as clearly all of you have. Therefore, you're here on this board. And on council, the strategic planning process is a bit familiar. We're getting started on our own strategic plan. Bob and Lynn Ness, those who have been around Wittenberg know their names well. They are long-standing and committed alumni to Wittenberg University. They've given us a gift to allow us to jumpstart this process and this program. I can speak more if you like, but I will just say here that I am a firm believer in strategic plans, not just so that I can say as a president I've done this, but because of the substance that goes with it. It will be used, reviewed on a regular basis as we go forward. And it sets the standard for how we're going to go forward, but it will be rooted in our mission and our values. One of the key areas that we've all been known for, and I was just speaking with a gentleman who since childhood has been coming to basketball and football at Wittenberg, is our athletics. A number of small universities and colleges have sought to continue to keep their head above the water through athletics, and this program was begun before I arrived, but I think we're working to do it in exactly the right way. We have seen fewer women attending Wittenberg in the last couple of years, and yet there are emerging some new and important areas for women to continue to compete into college. Stunt cheer being one of the main ones. We're bringing back men's wrestling, but we're adding women's wrestling, adding hockey, both men's and women's ice hockey, and then flag football, which the NFL is getting behind quite firmly. I am told, I have not yet confirmed it, that each NFL franchise is supposed to have a collegiate partner. And I'm also told, and I'm seeking to confirm, that the Bengals do not have one. Tiger and Tiger, it just seems reasonable. So we're looking to see that. But where we are striking a particularly different path than many of these other schools is our alumni have stepped forward to donate the funds needed, not just to get us off the ground for the first year, but to keep these sports running for their first 4 years. And that's important on the dollars and cents side, because it means that our net tuition revenue for our athletes from these new programs will be the same as if they were non-athletes. I'm happy to talk very openly about the budget aspect of things if you like there. But I think that this is going to provide great new opportunities for recruitment of additional students who might have gone elsewhere or might not have had opportunities to compete in these emerging sports. I had an opportunity to meet Tracy Tackett. I don't know exactly the terminology, so forgive me for not addressing you with an appropriate title. At one of our outreach events, and we were immediately talking about how to engage the community and really solidify ties. I was at Kiwanis earlier this afternoon, and they asked as well. And we, of course, want deep, substantive ties with Springfield. But there's got to be some fun ones, too. And, painting the town red, I appreciate the effort and doing that. And this week is our homecoming week. And we have our board meeting this week. I'm looking forward next year. Let's start a homecoming parade right here and take it straight down to campus. I mean, we don't have as many fraternities and so forth, but I'm guessing if I got a couple of nice open top cars or a nicely done truck bed, y'all might be willing to ride along. Is it election year? I'm not sure, but so we want to engage with Springfield in deep and meaningful ways. We're grateful that our nursing students, for example, already have a lot of placements in town. A number of business owners and lawyers and others have reached out about wanting to partner with us, and we want to deeply engage in those ways. Also very open, I've met with folks from, did I overstay my time? Okay.
Your 3 minutes is still not up.
Okay. The members of the school board, for example, what can we do to engage with the local school district? What are the opportunities perhaps that we might be able to work collaboratively? And then we've just got a couple of events. The inauguration, everyone is certainly welcome to come. It feels, I gotta say, this just feels a little bit odd, This whole thing, I know it's not about me, but it kind of is, and so that's a little bit awkward. So let's focus instead on our Wittenberg series. That series has been around for decades and working hard to make sure that this is able to continue. Again, a partnership with the city, that we bring wonderful folks, whether they're speakers or in this case, musicians, to come and participate and present for our campus and our community. So I think that's my last slide. So just a few highlights, and sir, if that leaves time for questions, I'm very happy to answer any that anyone may have.
Excellent. Well, I'm super glad you're here. We spent time together, and it was very
Thank
nice to get to know you. So I'm going to go ahead and, commissioners, if you'd like to go ahead and speak or have questions or comments.
I think the Wittenberg Tiger should go first. Welcome, Dr. Brady. I've enjoyed getting to know you. I was on campus last night. There was a group of kids that work on mental health issues in our community called BATS. Mm-hmm. And it was awesome to feel their energy within the Wittenberg community, influencing them, getting them excited, hopefully choosing Wittenberg later on. But, coming up with creative ways to increase the partnership between the city and Wittenberg is so important. I think it's very important to all of us. And I think you are the guy to bridge that gap along with us. So welcome to the community. Thank you for coming here. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Welcome and thank you for coming tonight. We're very proud here in Springfield to have Wittenberg as part of our community. And we look forward to working with you in any way we can to not only help Wittenberg survive, but thrive. Because it is important to this community and to the student graduates of Wittenberg. So thank you for being here and reaching out.
Well, thank you. And if I may, I've spent a lot of time reading the history, and there were a couple of key moments in the first decade and a half of the college, as it was, when another church wanted to put a college in town, when they weren't sure they could afford to stay. And Springfield, the community stepped forward and embraced Wittenberg and affirmed that Wittenberg is our college. And I'm deeply thankful, albeit 150 years later, but to know that 180 as we're celebrating soon, that this is our home.
I just wanted to say my appreciation for Wittenberg comes from being an Upward Bound student,
Yes.
and being a product of Springfield City Schools, and being a graduate of the Upward Bound program. It really changed my trajectory and how I was able to interact with my collegiate experience on a whole nother level. So I also went to college with some Wittenberg credits. So I always love to see that little bit on my transcripts, like, oh my gosh, that's right. I was able to earn those credits. So kudos to that, being able to access Wittenberg in that way. Also during middle school, if you were on honor roll or perfect attendance, or if you had behaved the whole semester, you got to go each day for each reward to go to the field house.
Oh.
And so we got to swim, we got to just kind of roam the whole place. So Wittenberg definitely has a special place in my heart, and I have a deep appreciation that they are here, right? So definitely impacted me. So also, as someone that works with Springfield City Schools, we also have a lot of student teachers from Wittenberg. So
Yes.
that is another meaningful way that you guys are already engaged with our district. So if you, I'd love to see maybe you guys connect with like Promise Neighborhood and see how that's another avenue that you can get into a school the fun way.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
The very first students after my interview process, the very first students I met when I came on campus were Upward Bound students. And I love that fact. I love that the program is there. And we actually spent a lot of time in June and July talking about how we can improve that program.
Yeah. If you want any help with that, let me know.
Will do.
As soon as I'm done here, I'll have lots of free time.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you so much for being here. We are with you and the Wittenberg way, and we look forward to things to come in your leadership. Thank you so much for coming tonight and spending time with us.
Thank you very much.
Tiger up.
Tiger up.